Massey, the President and founder of Financial DNA. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can hire top sales talent for your financial services team. The message that I'm going to give you today is really based on work that we've done with over 110,000 people who have been through the Financial DNA profiles. We've extensively benchmarked these profiles and we've been able to identify the talents required for advisors to become top salespeople in the financial services arena. We've done this in 7 countries and the principles are basically generally applicable everywhere. Now, in hiring, you need to look at how you're going to build a healthy team. And some of the common issues that you have in building a healthy team are the different personalities that are going to be involved in the team, how you can hire for round pegs and round holes. What you need to remember is that each job function has different behaviours. Different salespeople in the business may require different behaviours as well. There are relationship-based salespeople, there are the hunters who are going out there finding the new clients, there are people who help implement. You can also look at it that everybody in the business is actually in sales in some way. You also need to then learn the behaviours of each person so that you can help them manage their productivity. You as the leader, if you're the person doing the hiring, we need to look at your leadership emotional intelligence, what we call your leadership EQ as well, because that's going to have a big impact on the productivity of your team and the people you hire. And of course, every team can come undone based on the relationships that exist in the team, the different communication styles, the emotions and the egos. And then, how do you gather and retain clients? This gets down to everybody understanding themselves and then how they're going to communicate with clients and then manage the relationships on an ongoing basis. One of the key points that I will always emphasize here is that people who are great hunters may not always be that good at actually retaining the clients for the long term and farming the relationship. Then also in your business is succession. And how do you identify who is going to replace who in the team and build continuity of service? So let's take a look at a couple of players in a financial services team and have a look at the different behaviours. And what we've done here is up front in the hiring process, usually what I do is before I actually meet anybody, but once I've screened the application and identified the talents for the role, I give them the Financial DNA Part 4 and 6 profiles to complete. So here Chris Coddington and John Smith have done their Financial DNA profiles and we're looking at hiring them for sales-based roles. And these are the screenshots of the Financial DNA Part 4 profile for Chris and John. And what we've got is that Chris is going to be more of the hunter style. Here he is a lot more directing, so he's going to really set the agenda with the client. He's also then quite reserved, so he's going to be more of a strategic approach to sales, and he's very objective and detached, so he's going to take no very, very well from people who say no to him when he's made a pitch. And he's quite methodical, so he's going to have a very, very structured approach. He's actually going to be a very good results-based salesperson. John Smith's a bit different. He's a lot more accommodating, sort of middle range on the reserved, quite harmonious and quite methodical. He's really going to be your relationship-based salesperson. He's going to want to farm the clients once they've actually been brought to the front door. And really the power in the Financial DNA system, which makes it quite unique, is the Part 6 profile, which is what we call an MRI scan. It really, really gets down to much greater depth than in the other system out there, and we can look at some very specific behaviours that you must have in your salesperson. For the hunter salesperson, the person really going and getting the new clients, they must be dominant up here, and the assertive score must be over 55. So Chris is at 60, which is really, really important. He also needs to have a high achieving score at 58, which is going to be the follow-through. There's no point having somebody getting a whole lot of leads and they never follow up. And then you want them to be ambitious. They've got to be really goal-setting orientated, really, really hungry salespeople. And so you're going to see that Chris has got the 3 ingredients to be that. His slight struggle will be that he is somewhat reserved, he's lower on the social, you would prefer to see him higher on the extroversion. But the fact he's got those other 3, what we call the 3 A's, assertive, achieving and ambition high, means he's going to get there, and he's very detached, so he's going to be quite cold-blooded when it comes to the sales process and not mind the rejection, as I mentioned before. He's adventurous, he'll go into new territories and get the job done. And you can see that John is pretty middle range on most things. He's reasonable at the achieving, he's moderately on the ambition, so he's going to follow through and he's going to be a very strong part of the sales team, but on relationship-based sales. Do not put him out there to go and find new clients. He isn't going to enjoy that on a long-term basis. And what we're talking about with these behaviours is the sustainable behaviours that are always going to exist. This is the hardwired behaviour that's been set from early in life that you can predict that will take place. Of course, you need to find out their passions as well. And then we can see here through using these behavioural insights, we don't expect any of you as business leaders to be behavioural scientists, but we can use this dashboard to see, if we go down here to number 10, that Chris is going to be great at new account sales. The person must always come out high on this if you're going to even get them to an interview for the sales role, and you can see John's outfitted for the relationship-based role. And then we can see from these other factors how they're going to work in the team as well, and these are all important pieces of information to know as well. And then you also want to know how your hire is going to fit into the financial services team that you have. And you can see here that we've created this dashboard which shows you the differences in the sales team, and that Chris and also a couple of the others at the bottom here, Bobby Jones and Doug Roberts, and you can see their names on the left, all have red boxes with quite a lot of their team members. This is not unusual for a team where you've got also the operational people, so the operations and the team people are behaviourally quite different, and it's just a matter of positioning the salespeople the right way in the business to go out there and hunt for clients and then be properly supported. So we need to go through this exercise to see how everybody will blend in the team, and the financial DNA tools we have are very powerful at showing where everyone's going to fit in the team, how they're different, and then how they need to be communicated with and managed. So this is really what I wanted to show you today in the power of the financial DNA system in hiring top salespeople and then blending them into a team and making them productive.